Okay, now that we've got the big preview in here, remember to name your image again down here in your properties window. We're just going to call this one Parko. Okay, so when we do our swap images, we'll have an easy time to find this picture. Okay, so there it is. So we got the big picture and we've got a little thumbnail. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to our behaviors panel and we're going to do a swap image behavior. So click on the little thumbnail because this is where we want to apply the behavior. So when we click on this little thumbnail here, this big preview will change. Okay, so we're going to go over to the behaviors window. If you don't see it, go to your file menu on the top under window and make sure that behaviors panel is showing right here. If you want a keyboard shortcut, it's going to be Shift F4. Okay, so let's go over to our behaviors panel right here. And you notice this little plus button, it says add behavior. So anytime on any program or on a Mac, if you click on the plus sign, it will either create a new project, folder, item, or whatever. So we're going to click here. You're going to notice it has a little pull down option menu here. There's a lot of behaviors we can choose from, but I want to do this one, swap image, because that's what we want to do. We want to take the little thumbnail and swap it with the big preview. So click on this. You'll notice that a little dialog box came up. It says swap image. There's the first box here on the top and it says images. So there's image number 1, which is the Mic S, which is the small one, and there is image number 2, Parko, which is the big one. So that's why we have to name these photos so we know what we're looking at. If you don't put a name in here, it's gonna say untitled or unmarked image, and you're gonna have a heck of a time trying to figure out which is which. So it's a good practice to name all your photos and boxes or tables and that kind of stuff. So the image you want to swap out is actually not the small one, which is the Mic S, but we want to do this big one, right? So you see that there? Just highlight that, and if you go down to the next bottom, it says set source to. We're actually gonna click on the browse, and we want to make sure that when we click on that little thumbnail here, we're gonna get Mic's big picture, which is I named as mic.bjpg. So I'm gonna select that one, and I'm gonna hit choose right here. Okay, so if you look on the dialog box here now, image, the big Parko one, that's the source that we're gonna change out, and it's gonna actually get changed to this one, which is Mic B. Okay, sounds good. So we'll click on that, and you notice there's 2 little check boxes here. The first one is preload images. That means that all the images that you want to be, I guess, swapped out, they're going to get loaded as the page loads. If you don't do this, it might take a little bit longer as people click on the images, especially if you have multiple images, about 10 or more. But so it's a good thing to check that off. Also on this one, it says restore images on mouse out. So what happens is, as they move their mouse over it, it's actually going to take the mouse and it's going to restore it to the original default picture. So in this case, I don't want to do this because I just want to stay on the picture and until they click on another thumbnail. So I'm going to uncheck this right here. Okay. But if you want it to just go back to the original picture that you've always used, just keep that thing checked and it will default to the same picture until they mouse over something else. So I'll click OK. And you're going to notice now on your behaviors little window up here, it says mouse over swap image. But this is the key thing here. I don't want to do a mouse over. So this means that when someone puts their mouse over this little thumbnail, it's going to swap the image out. So I'm going to click on this right here, and there's a little arrow or blue box. I'm going to click on that, and it'll give me some options here. So basically on this, I want to do on click right here. You see it? So that means when they click on this little thumbnail, it's going to swap the image out. So remember to change this, because if not, if they mouse over, it's going to change the image, and we don't want that. We just want to do it on a click. So on click, it's going to swap the image out for the big picture, and everything should be okay. But that's pretty much it for that one. So let's try this again, or actually let's preview it. So when I click on this image here is supposed to trade out. So let's see if it works. Okay, so if you want to preview it, just go on your little preview button at the top here, or I'm going to use Safari. It's going to be the little option F12, but I'm just going to click this. Let's click that. Yep, keep save changes to this thing, And now we're gonna have this little dialog thing popped up in Safari. See it? So here's my little thumbnail, and here's Sparkle. So if everything works well and planned as how we wanted it to go, if I click on this little button here, this will change here. So let's find out. Okay, so I'm gonna click on the little thumbnail. Okay, and now you notice now the big thumbnail has changed from Sparkle to Mix. So let's try to refresh this again, and we'll try it again. So here it is. You've got the small thumbnail. I'm gonna click on it here, and now you notice that the big preview has changed. Okay, so that's it. Thanks for listening. Good luck with it, and hopefully you can make a little photo or web gallery and use behaviors to change your big preview. Okay, aloha.